Hey guys, Bondo here. We're over at a friend of mine's house and we had to take out the concrete, or he did. Concrete failed around his pool. So we're over here and we're gonna do some work for him. He wants new concrete around his pool, stamped concrete. And we are going to tear this wall out right here, this retaining wall. And we are gonna make a different retaining wall, a better retaining wall, because he actually wants concrete on top of here and it wasn't there before. The concrete stopped back here, and I don't want to pour concrete on top of this wall because there's no footer under it. It's all clay underneath there. So we want to dig all this out and throw it over here out of the way, and then we are going to do a stone footer. I believe we're going to come out a little bit here with the stone footer, and we're going to put a retaining wall in here at the same spot. It's going to come out and over like that. That's what we're going to do today. So I got the excavator, me and Big Biscuit are here. We're going to take the excavator and grab these rocks with the thumb and just swing them over and set them out of the way so that we can work. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Bondo here. So let me explain to you what's going on here. Customer here wants new concrete. The concrete failed around this pool, and actually another friend of mine who does concrete is the one that poured this concrete. But it wasn't his fault that the concrete failed because he didn't do the compacting around the pool. Actually, the customer did his own compacting. He brought in material around the pool, but I asked him about how he compacted it, and he actually just put it in there up against the pool, and then he compacted the top with a small tamper. So inadequate compaction was the issue here, and that's what made the concrete fail. It had some pretty decent cracks in it, and it wasn't level either. It actually settled and left like a big tripping hazard along there. I didn't get any video footage of it, but he jackhammered it out himself, the homeowner did, and he actually wanted to make the concrete piece bigger along the side of this pool here. And he wanted to keep that retaining wall there, but I wouldn't keep it. I told him we're going to have to put a new retaining wall in there because I figured this was going to be full of clay, and that wouldn't work.
So this is what we ran into. We got clay down about 2 inches from our stone, all the way down through this. So we're going to dig it all out along the pool and fill it full of stone. That's what he's doing.
Get the clay out.
We're going to bail it right into the tractor bucket as we dig it out.
The ground, it looks nice. Row number 3. Corner is. Big Biscuit, the human tamper. He's packing her down. Down in the cells of the blocks. We got 3 rows up.
4.
Or 4. No, yeah, 4. Counting the base course. 3 that you can see.
Well, we just yelled at him for saying that.
Roy did?
Yep, so I said 3, and he goes, no, 4.
Row. Rotor. Hey. Row.
You were yelling at me for
He ain't listening.
saying 3.
That little crapper ain't listening. We're just going up lift by lift and tamping it down. That's how we do them, working our way that way with every course. The next course we'll go again.
Final destination.
Yes. Bud Light is the final destination. Cold Bud Light's on the way. Let's get her done, boys. That's what she's looking like today, guys. We're just getting back started. We We got the homeowner's going to get us some more blocks. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 courses up, 2 left to go. The boys are gonna work on this corner. We got it all filled in with stone and tamped, and we're working our way that way as we come up. Like I said, each row gets a little longer. By the time we get our 2 more courses, we'll be up in here. We'll have room for our concrete cap to go over it. Rowan's here today. He ain't doing much, right, bub? Bro, you ain't doing nothing today, are you? Lazy bones. Homeowner's letting us use his little Yanmar tractor. The Bob kitten had a little leak on the seal, so we're using the Yanmar. Nice little machine. Beautiful day out today. I don't know if you could see the lakes. That's the lake right there, Lake Ontario. Little windy, but nice day to work. It's not windy here? Yeah, okay.
The windmill is actually solar powered?
Actually, look at the windmill. If you think it's windy here on the lake. If you don't think it's windy here on the lake. Bro, get to work, buddy. Come on. Let's get some work done. Lazy. Hey guys, Bondo here. This is what we're doing today. We're going to be pouring this stamped concrete out today, and this is where we did that retaining wall. I'll try to include some of that in the video here. But what you're wondering here probably on this PEX, why is there PEX in this thing? It's not a heated slab. It is what he's trying to do is reverse it. He's trying to pull heat out of the concrete and heat his pool. So he's just going to circulate water through this tubing in the concrete, and that's going to heat his pool. So it's kind of a cool idea. So we put wire mesh down, and that wire mesh is doing nothing but holding the tubing where it needs to be. We're not going to pull it up into the slab because we're going to have to cut this slab, and we don't want to cut into this tubing, of course. So we got rebar here, and we're going to be dropping rebar in this as we go. We'll probably move it out of the way. But as we pour, we're going to drop the rebar in there. And you can see the radiuses and stuff that we got here. There's Big Biscuit. Ready to rip here. Going to have a good crew today. This is 9 yards of concrete. We're using 4,000 pound concrete. It's got microfibers in it, which will help strengthen it. Like I said, it's got the rebar in it. And here's that wall we did. That's what that looks like. We tore out an old stone wall here, but we're gonna vibrate the face of this concrete here all the way across here. Oh, here comes the boys, Chris and Mike heading in. So we're gonna vibrate that, like I said, so that try to get this face nice, because you're gonna see it. And we got the pool taped off here around the edge, and stay tuned. We're gonna get some good video footage for you here. What do I hear, guys? I hear the rumble of a Circle T truck. Here comes the mud, guys. Here it comes. Rolling and hot. Wonder who we got today. Slow her down, Buck. Back up there, buddy. Get him in here. 315-963-2231 is the concrete company we're using here, guys. If you're in the Oswego County, Central New York area, they will accommodate you very nicely. So we're gonna roll them in here, guys, get set up, and then we'll do some filming. Stay tuned. Thinking using like grabbing like 4 machines and having one rider just to make it easier, you know. On a rider or whatever from Skyward.
Probably not the one from back in our buy.
Yeah, I would if he's cool with it.
Sure.
Yeah, if he doesn't. What does it cost to rent that?
I don't know. Why don't I think it's dirt and stuff?
Whoa! Oh, Jay, grab that. Roy ain't gonna be able to handle that one. That big biscuit on that wheelbarrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a wheelbarrow right there, mister. Hit that plywood with that one. That'll crush the tubing. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Roy. You could have done that.
Yeah.
You could have handled that, you wuss.
Like 300 pounds.
Looks a little nicer, don't it? Ain't no big chunkies in it. That skimmer, if you move it too much, it'll pop right off of there, so be real careful with it. It's just in there a little tiny bit. End up with concrete inside of it, you know. Oh, that's a Roy-sized wheelbarrow right there. Come on, Roy. Be a man. Oh, love it, love it. Loving it. That first barrel was full of them. Heated pool, guys. Heated pool. It's a new concept. Kind of in a bad position with your barrel there, Roy. There you go. Give her a shake. Who says Roy ain't tough? He got the Brentwood right full of mud. Okay guys, let's kind of talk through what we're doing here. So you can see Roy there, he's got our dual wheel Brentwood wheelbarrows. Those things are really nice if you do concrete or landscaping. I highly recommend these wheelbarrows. They can hold a lot of material, whether it be concrete or mulch or whatever you're doing. Stone, we use them for stone and everything, for aggregate and dirt, and really good wheelbarrows. So Roy's wheelbarrow, and as you can see Big Biscuit's got a piece of plywood there, guys. He's moving it around, and what we're doing there is we move that plywood where we want the guy to dump the next load of the concrete. That way it tells him where to dump it, and also it just keeps that edge off the tubing so you don't damage that tubing. And like I said before, guys, we're not pulling anything up here. That wire mesh is just holding that tubing down. We don't want the tubing to float up near the surface because I got to cut this. I got to put relief cuts in this. So you can see we're dropping rebar in there on this one because we want a little extra support around this one. So we're dropping there. That's me dropping the rebar in there. I got the straw hat on, if you don't know who I am. And I'm magging the edges. That's Chris and Mike. Chris has got the yellowish colored yellow and blue coat, and his brother Mike there has got the hoodie on. And then Roy was on the wheelbarrow, and that's me with the straw hat again, like I said. So Biscuit's pretty much moving the plywood around, and he's what we call puddling. He's basically got it's like a rake, but it's got a flat edge on it. And he's just raking that concrete to grade pretty much. We're not using a laser or nothing to set the grade here because this grade kind of pitches all over the place because we don't want water, running into the pool and stuff. It kind of pitches away from the pool. You can see we got a hot tub there, covered up in plastic to the right, and it's got we used a flexible form to go around all this stuff. He didn't want the concrete underneath his hot tub, so. And you can see Chris is just what we call kick screeding. Right there, he just walked past it with his aluminum screed there. But he's got it's just an aluminum screed stick, and he's just pulling that concrete off. And we got the edges all magged. We take what's called a mag float, and we float around the edge of the pool, and we float around the edge of our form. And then Chris jumps in there. Right now you can see him kicking the concrete, and now he's magging. He's just gonna call what we call kick screeding. So now we're into this little corner area here. There's a little walkway, and I'm in there magging. It kind of had some funny angles to it, so we had to do some handwork in there. And Biscuit and Roy are just trying to stay ahead of us with the concrete, which they're keeping up good. Roy's keeping up good, just dumping this in with the wheelbarrow. And here in a minute, guys, you'll see we won't need the wheelbarrow anymore. We can just reach over with the chute and just shoot it right in. I think, yep, Biscuit's putting a chute on there. So then once we don't need the wheelbarrow, we just get the wheelbarrow out of there and just shoot it right in. So you can see Chris gonna work his way down through. And then we had a shorter screed stick to come up that little walkway. So we're just working our way around the corner. Biscuit's pushing the concrete around and puddling, like I said. We're dropping some rebar in. I'm just kind of kicking around. That's me magging the edge of the pool so that we keep that nice. And that's pretty much how we did it, guys, laying the concrete in here. Once we got to this point, we're in pretty good shape, so that truck driver, he can just drive over right alongside of our retaining wall and fill everything right in. You can see Mike bow floating there, guys. I forgot to talk about that. That's just what we call a bow float, and that just flattens out the surface. And you'll see him going along and doing that after Chris kick screeds it. You'll see Mike jump right in with that bow float and flatten it all out. And that just makes a nice surface. But stick around, guys, because I'm going to talk about how this tubing works. I just got off the phone with the homeowner, and he gave me some insight on how this is performing, this heated slab, or pool heater, I guess you want to call it. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Back to what we're doing here, I'm vibrating the face of the form right here, guys. That's a concrete vibrator. So I'm just running along the face of that form, which is vibrating it, and then that takes out what we call honeycombing, which is like where the rocks and the slurry separate, and you end up with like a honeycomb, looks like honeycomb on the edge of the concrete. So stay with us too. We're going to pull the form off once it hardens up a little bit, and we're actually going to stamp the face of this concrete. So we want to have a stamped face, so you got to be real careful. And we're going to pull that that form board right off of there, and I'm going to tap it with a little piece of rubber. And that rubber's got the pattern in it. It's just a little floppy stamp, so we can get the pattern on the edge, which is it just looks like a broken rock this big. This is called a seamless slate, some people call it, or heavy stone pattern. It's basically looks like a big rock. So we initially were thinking about making this pool deck really dark so that we could get as much heat out of it as we could to heat his pool. But then talking to my supplier for color, he said do not make this real dark because it'll be really hot on people's feet. So we backed out of that idea, and we just figured we'd go with a light gray release, and that's what we ended up doing it here. This is what she's looking like.
Glad I didn't have a winter coat on a week ago.
Chris is hitting the edge with an edger. Just waiting on it.
You want us to come up and check out the job, Ron?
Yeah.
That's what the footprints in it.
Some people do put fake deer prints in it and stuff. I'll give Danny ideas.
that? I hear you want right here.
We're looking for it in the truck, but the truck's a black hole.
Here, you see me get.
So here, guys, Mike has what's called a border edger. So what he's doing here is he's just running this edger along. He's got his mag float, and he's floating along with his mag float, and then he's putting this border on here with this edger. It just got a little line as you edge the concrete, which gives it a little rounded edge, and it also puts that line in, which creates a border. So it looks pretty nice when you do this. We do this a lot on stamped concrete because it looks really good. So that's what he's doing here. You can see Chris is helping him out up there, floating along the pool. And Mike's
Hey
just
guys,
getting that.
Biscuit here. As you can see, they're out there doing the thing with the thing. And they're picking things up and putting them down, and stepping all over them, and making it look pretty.
Big Biscuit's trying to be funny, guys. So here we are starting our stamping process. You can see we're throwing a powdered release agent on there with a brush, and that just keeps these stamps from sticking. And basically we're just walking these stamps in. I got some shoes on that make my feet a little bit bigger, and Chris has got some knee boards that he's standing on right there. You can see he's trying to spread his weight out because the concrete's pretty soft right here, and we don't want to leave footprints in it. We want to spread our weight out, so we're just moving these stamps around and walking them in to the wet concrete, and we're using the release agent, like I said, so they don't stick.
Yeah, definitely like that other brush. Yeah, that brush. It's not like. It's like a brush. Keyboards are shedding.
Oh no. I need to get a roll of tape and tape them.
Yep, that just up.
Tape the whole bottom of it. And then up over the edges too. It won't ever friggin' shed a piece. Makes it easier to clean them too.
Feels it. Huh? I haven't seen sun all day. Just felt a little crunchy, that's all.
Get Mike out there doing this beautiful work.
Killing it.
Mike is destroying it. He's not just killing it. He's destroying it. Right, Mike?
Look at that.
Mike ain't scared. Mike, you like it? What would Mike do?
MCD.
Yeah, WWMCD. Here comes the mud t-shirt.
Hey, I don't even have a Bondo Bill t-shirt.
I'm having them made. Okay, guys, so as promised, I'll tell you what I talked about with Dan about the pool. He told me that this tubing that he put in here, he's getting about 20 degrees on his water. So if he's got 80-degree water in his pool, as it pumps through the tubing, it's coming out 100 degrees. So he says it's not a complete fix-all if you want a heated pool. He said, but it does keep his pool to maintain temperature overnight. Because being on the lake there, he gets a cool night. So he also puts a solar cover on there at night, and he turns his pump off to his pool, and he runs that pump, and he's got a little circulator pump running water from his pool through that tubing. Like I said, it's raising it 20 degrees, so in the morning he's keeping his temperature at whatever he had. So that's how this thing works, guys.
Oh,
See my Harbor Freight super stamping tool?
no, I got.
It's got a little weight in it, right?
Yeah, it's just enough to,
Like that blow.
just enough to give her a little whack.
Thinking a little wacky. Where's that screw gun? Let's get
In
this
my
last
boot
board.
right there.
Alright, Mike's got that. I'm gonna get a quick drink.
That's a pry bar.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna bend that if you need something that big.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's a big one. Take that, Mike.
Alright.
Bigger screws?
Yeah. They're like $1 a piece now.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Super duper handy Harbor Freight stamping tool.
They're a hammer too.
$10 at Harbor Freight.
Yeah. Have you seen the ones like that that's got the, like, widens out like a little 6-inch pad on the front of it? You can use it as like a little hand tamper almost.
It's not at Harbor Freight.
I don't know if Harbor Freight has it. Seen on the front.
Need a little bit of-
I couldn't tell you specifically where I'd see that. You know, spot?
Okay guys, we got this job done over here, this pool deck. It's got radiant tubing in it that heats the pool. And that's how it came out. Over there. I'll take you around and show you the retaining wall as well on the other side. Me and Big Biscuit just finishing up here.